Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right, but something still feels wrong? You pray, you work, you plan, you try. But deep down, there's an emptiness, a weight, a silent question that echoes inside. What am I missing? Jesus knew we would feel this way, and he didn't offer a formula. He gave us a radical, unexpected answer. Gospel of Matthew, chapter 16, verse 25. For whoever wants to save their life will lose it, but whoever loses their life for me will find it. These are not just poetic words. They are a spiritual principle, a divine law that runs completely against the logic of this world. In the moment Jesus said this, he had just told his disciples that he would suffer, be rejected, and die. Peter, confused and shaken, tried to stop him, but Jesus turned and rebuked him, because Peter, like many of us, wanted victory without surrender. He wanted life without death. And that is the deception of the human heart. But Jesus teaches us something far deeper, that life, real life, only begins when we stop trying to save ourselves. When we lay down our need to control, to possess, to preserve. Only then do we discover the freedom that comes through surrender. Think about it. How often do we live in survival mode, trying to protect our plans, our image, our reputation, our comfort? We build walls around our hearts. We carry the weight of expectations, and we call it responsibility. But inside, we are tired, empty, because we were not created to be the masters of our own destiny. We were created to be vessels of something greater, instruments of his glory, carriers of his presence. Gospel of John, chapter 15, verse 5. I am the vine, you are the branches. If you remain in me and I in you, you will bear much fruit. Apart from me, you can do nothing. Without him, we survive. But with him, we truly live. Let this sink into your heart. Jesus is not calling you to lose your life in despair. He is calling you to let go so he can give you something better. A life not built on fear, but on faith. Not on control, but on trust. Not on performance, but on grace. If this message is touching you right now, take a moment to like this video and follow our page. By doing that, you help us spread the voice of Jesus to people who are hurting, lost, and in need of hope. Let's shine his light together. Jesus continues his teaching in the next verse. Gospel of Matthew, chapter 16, verse 26. What good will it be for someone to gain the whole world, yet forfeit their soul? Or what can anyone give in exchange for their soul? This is not a metaphor. It's a warning, because in chasing the world, we risk losing ourselves, and in trying to preserve our life, we may miss the very purpose for which we were born. Jesus is inviting you to lose your life for him, not to destroy it, but to redeem it. And this happens in the small, daily choices. Choosing truth over lies, forgiveness over bitterness, faith over fear, obedience over convenience. Gospel of Luke, chapter 9, verse 23. Whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves and take up their cross daily and follow me. Notice the word, daily. This is not a one-time emotional decision. It's a lifestyle, a rhythm of surrender. And what does it mean to take up the cross? It means dying to self, dying to pride, dying to the need to be in control. To take up the cross is to say, God, not my will, but yours be done. Jesus lived this perfectly. In the Garden of Gethsemane, his soul was overwhelmed with sorrow. He prayed, cried, and even asked the Father to take the cup away. But in the end, he said, Father, if you are willing, take this cup from me. Yet not my will, but yours be done. And because he surrendered, we were saved. The cross is not the end. It is the gateway to resurrection. Think of Abraham. When he laid Isaac on the altar, he was not just surrendering his son. He was surrendering his identity, his dream, his future. But God provided. God always provides when we let go. Think of Moses. He left the palace, the power, the prestige, and in the wilderness he found the fire of God. Think of Paul. He gave up status, fame, and security, and he discovered joy, even in prison. What about you? What are you still holding on to? Is it a fear? A relationship? An identity shaped by the world? A future you're trying to force? What if today God is asking you to lay it down, not to hurt you, but to make room for something far greater? Gospel of Matthew, chapter 11, verse 28. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. True rest doesn't come from fixing everything. It comes from surrendering everything. It comes from trusting the hands that were pierced for you, the hands that never fail. When you give your life to Jesus, you don't lose it. You find it. You find purpose. You find identity. You find peace that passes understanding. You find joy that doesn't depend on circumstances. You find strength made perfect in weakness. Gospel of 2 Corinthians, chapter 12, verse 9. My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Yes, weakness. Because only when we stop pretending to be strong can we truly receive the power of God. Let this be the day that everything shifts. Not because your problems disappeared, but because your heart changed position. From holding to releasing. From resisting to trusting. Jesus is waiting. Not to punish, but to restore. Not to condemn, but to heal. Not to demand, but to embrace. He stands at the door of your heart, knocking. Gospel of Revelation, chapter 3, verse 20. Here I am. I stand at the door and knock. If anyone hears my voice and opens the door, I will come in. So open the door. Let him in. Let go of what you thought was life and receive what life truly is. Right now, if you can, take a moment to pray, not with fancy words, but with honesty. Jesus, I let go. I give you what I can't carry anymore. My fears, my past, my plans, my pain. I surrender. Not because I'm strong, but because you are. Take my life and lead me. I want to follow you every day with all I am. Amen. If this message spoke to your heart, share it with someone. Someone who needs hope. Someone who feels tired. Someone who's ready to find life again. And subscribe to this channel. Not for us, but for Him, so that together we can keep proclaiming the words of Jesus that still heal, restore, and transform. Because the life you are looking for has already been offered. You just have to let go and follow Him.